Greetings, Legionnaires, and welcome to the Wrestling Legion prediction show for SummerSlam 2023. I'm Nick the Geek, and I'm joined today by a fantastic friend, a brilliant brain, and a marvelous mind. I'm joined by the Redeemer himself, Andy. Andy, how the hell are you doing?
All right, my friends, how are we? How are we? Looking forward to SummerSlam?
I am indeed. I'm very excited for this show. A couple of matches I wish were still on the card, aren't on the card, but I get why they're not on the card, so it's going to be a banger anyway. I mean, there's a couple of matches on here that I am so excited for.
The way I see it, mate, is, I am gutted that some of their matches aren't on the card, but sometimes cards can get very long-winded if you let it go. And also, don't forget, there's the Jake Paul versus Nick Diaz fight that's taking place later that night as well.
Yes.
So WWE probably want to get that, because I know apparently Logan Paul, which we'll get into, is going to go on first. But, they do have their foot one eye probably on the fact that they want to keep this pay-per-view nice and tight. Morning, David, or afternoon, I'd rather, evening where we are.
Good evening. Hello, either way. But let's try and keep this a nice tight show today. We're not going to keep you all for too long, so let's get straight into the card. Okay, first match up, we're going to go. You've just mentioned it then, Andy. It's probably going to go on first because apparently Logan is getting off as soon as the match is done, so he can be in Jake's corner and walk him to the ring for his fight. It is Logan Paul versus Ricochet in what I am going to guess is going to be the craziest match we've seen in quite some time as far as athletic displays go in WWE, wouldn't you say, Andy?
Yeah, and you know what? This match, it's one of them, really. It's really annoyed me, the build-up to this, because as our good friend Simon always says, less is more. And this is going to be a banger. We know it's going to be a banger, and we don't need Michael Cole telling us every 25 seconds that it's going to go viral.
Right. Let's just have a quick discussion on that one. I don't think WWE understand what going viral means. I think they think it's a button that people push on a keyboard that says, like, make this video go viral. It's like, that's not how it... we understand a lot of WWE videos get millions and millions and millions of views and therefore theoretically go viral. But just because it's Logan Paul versus Ricochet, this could go horrendously wrong in the first 5 minutes. And that's a bad kind of viral.
Though, I think they do realise what viral is. I really do believe they know what that means and what it stands for. But I feel like it's one of them things where if you try and convince somebody it's going to be something, it probably takes the shine off it, you know what I mean? It's like with a viral video, you just have to, there's probably going to be moments in this match that are going to go viral and are going to be shared about and etc. But by keeping on saying the same thing, it's not going to help.
No, I completely agree. It's like flogging a dead horse. Eventually, people just get bored.
Just to go back to the start with the matches, Jimmy says...
Jimmy. Biggest complaint about AEW pay-per-views. This is what WrestleMania was doing before moving the two nights, was that they were too long. Got to turn some matches away sometimes to keep the show tolerable. Yes, Jim, pretty much bang on the money there. Ooh, David says, WWE have been adamant about limiting the number of matches and run times for PLE shows, which caused some matches they were being built for to show to be moved elsewhere. Trish versus Becky, perfect. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Also, as much as I'm gutted Rhea's not getting to defend the belt on pay-per-view, I actually like the story they're telling with Raquel. So I'm interested to see where that one's going. So that one hasn't annoyed me that much.
Yeah, and the thing... I like the structure as well. I do like the structure of the fact that WWE keep it structured, they keep to what the levels are. And even with these changes that they've made on the pay-per-view, there's still 8 matches on this pay-per-view,
Yeah, I know. And realistically, Triple H's magic number has between 7 and 9 for the past year, pretty much, since he took over. And they've all been absolute bangers. I mean, you've been to Money, you went to Money in the Bank, you went to Clash of the Castle. These shows have been super tight, very well produced. Everything's been impeccably well done. So, pardon me, more power to him. But straight on to predictions, Andy. Yeah. Who do you think is going to win, Logan or Ricochet?
Logan. I think Ricochet's there for the moment, but Logan hasn't had a good win in a while, has he? So he needs it.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because Logan Paul's last win was against The Miz at last year's SummerSlam. So it will have been a full year of losses for Logan Paul since SummerSlam last year. So I am also picking Logan Paul, just because I believe that he's earned a win after all the performances he's put in for WWE. And Ricochet is kind of the perfect person to put him over. And he'll get that lovely heel heat of Ricochet's fiance having to announce him as the winner, which I'm sure they'll probably play into, and the possibility of a rematch down the line. There's still the average.
There's still average less than half them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Ricochet
much
should win, but Logan will win. I think Ricochet should win, mate, but Logan's
Agreed.
going to be the star out of two, isn't he? Unfortunately, so. Right, okay,
Yes.
let's move on to the next match now. And I know you're going to try and leave this out, and you are not leaving this out. We have the SummerSlam Battle Royal presented by Slim Jim.
I wasn't going to leave this out. Thank you very much. I was going to come to this next because I think I'm trying to go in the order I think the card is going to go. All right. And realistically, the Slim Jim Battle Royal is a very good opportunity for one person. Because if whoever wins this becomes the new spokesperson for Slim Jims, look how much that money that made Randy Savage in his life. This is a very equitable and profitable position to be in for the winner. And I think we both have the same opinion of who should win this Battle Royal. Yeah. But I'm going to let you explain why. That's an interesting call.
Rhea Ripley, yeah, that'd be a good one. I mean, it depends, you know what, right? I think the obvious one is LA Knight, but then the obvious one for Money in the Bank was LA Knight. Exactly. The obvious one to win the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship was LA Knight. And I think everyone's going on saying WWE are not striking while the iron's hot. But I think where LA Knight at the moment is, because we've still got the bloodline stuff wrapping up in their direction. On the other side of things, you've got the Balor Priest story going on with Seth and that title getting involved. And as much as it's not the right time to pull the trigger on him, right? And people keep going on about, oh, well, they didn't pull the trigger on X, Y, and Z. Well, didn't they? Because they did pull the trigger on Sami Zayn by putting them in the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, putting them in a match with Roman. That was pulling the trigger to me. And then afterwards, there's been nothing to keep that going, which is why he's fluttered out. He pulled the trigger on Cody at WrestleMania. He didn't win. He's fluttered down a little bit. Obviously, we're looking at the comeback or whatnot. But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm getting to that point.
I know what you mean.
What I'm saying is where LA Knight is, if you give him Money in the Bank now, but you can't do nothing with it, you give him, but if you just keep on keeping him, just going along, give him little bits, but then take a little bit away, and just keep it going along, then when people are just going to foam more and more, they're just going to want it more and more, and then when it's ready, when the time's right.
Agreed, but I don't think what people are worried about is him missing his shot in the big card, because I don't think the initial push is going to become to the world title. I think the initial push is going for the mid card, which is the US Championship. And as far as the mid card goes, you can afford to reshuffle your storyline. Yes, Drew and Gunther are very busy over on Raw, but the US title is kind of up in the air at the moment. Yeah, we've got Santos versus Theory coming up on SmackDown, but it's like Theory's a terrible champion. I love Santos Escobar, but I don't see him being a fantastic champion. Put the belt on LA Knight, give the US title the prestige it used to have, and see what he does with that. Then in 6 months' time, push him to them. But I have a different theory about this Battle Royal. Back to the Battle Royal.
Okay.
Bobby Lashley.
So he says there, the only reason Battle Royal is Knight, so if he doesn't win, there's really no point in having it in the first place. You could say that, mate, but at the same time, we could say
you see.
Let me get to you. Let me just read let me read the comments. Let our viewers get involved, Nicholas.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Sorry, I just like my voice.
Battle Royal on pay-per-view PLEs have not been good for the winners in the past. Change it up and let Rhea get the win over the fellas. I like that. I do. And I also like what you're about to say now because it's another fourth.
Yes. Right. This last couple of weeks, we have seen one Bobby Lashley building a new, for lack of a better term, hurt business. Going to see the Street Profits. Going to see Carmelo Hayes. bringing all of these guys together. What if this battle royal is a vehicle for that group? If they're all in it, you use this battle royal as a way to showcase this is a new stable. They absolutely decimate the competition. The last person in the ring with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits is LA Knight. LA Knight manages to get rid of the Street Profits, but then the Street Profits basically screw LA Knight over and he gets thrown over the top rope. The next 3 months, LA Knight gets to feud with the Hurt Business. There's no better way to launch somebody than to give them a good, solid storyline to chew into. And that is a good, solid storyline for LA Knight. A very good, solid storyline.
David said Knight is a former world champion, so he knows what to do with the US belt, assuming the booking is there. Yeah, I think the whole point is, mate, is not to give him anything, David. I think that's the whole thing at the moment. It's got everyone speaking. Everyone's getting annoyed. Everyone wants more. I think we're getting there with him. The King says hello to Courtney. Courtney says hello to us.
Hey, Court.
And then Courtney turns around and says hello to Jimmy. So everybody's greeting everyone. Hello, everybody.
It's great. See, we're all just about love and happiness here on Wrestle Legion. Right, so on to predictions. I think we are. And I'm going to say that neither of us are allowed to pick LA Knight. Because he's the obvious one. So I am going with Bobby Lashley.
Rhea Ripley.
Nice. I like it. That's a good choice. I'd love to see Rhea win.
There's also another scary one that I could see happening as well. I don't know whether I want to put it out into the universe, but I feel like I'm going to have to.
Go on.
Braun Breaker.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
I know.
There is a chance, isn't there? Oh. As you can tell, fans, we're not his fans. He does a great impression of his uncle, but other than that, I don't think he's got it. So, no, that'd be terrible, but it's a distinct possibility, Andy. It's a distinct possibility. Right, moving on from that horrendous thought to our next match. A match that on Monday, they got me more excited for than I thought I could get for this match, which is Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler under MMA rules. Now, I would like to prefix this by saying something. We're not quite sure what they mean by MMA rules. But I'm telling you, if they do this with rounds and judges and point scoring, I think the crowd will turn.
Sorry, can I just interject here, right? So if you are doing MMA rules, if WWE are following the actual rules, is the Unified Mixed Martial Arts Association ruling, which means they are in Detroit. So Detroit. I feel like this is going to be a full-on sparring session, but I feel like it'll be kind of a how can I put this? So do you know, like,
a work sparring
session? I used to do. Well, yeah, because when I used to do MMA back in the day, obviously I used to compete in MMA myself. Sorry, just before we do, Jimbo, thanks for joining us, mate. Take care and enjoy your holiday, my brother.
Enjoy your vacation, Jimmy. And, thanks for coming in.
Love to missus and the kids as well, Jim.
Tell Amanda we all say hi.
Yeah. So when I used to do MMA, right, is in the gym, what we used to do is we used to do scenario-based training, right? So I used to do like full training sessions, right? But it'd all be stand-up, it'd all be on the ground, it'd all be in different positions. And we'd be rolling around and he'd turn around and say, right, let them get into side control, and they'd get into side control on me. And because you flow when you're doing it, it looks really good. And then I'd have to learn how to escape out of the side control or back a tail or whatever it may be. You do the scenario based. And I think what this is going to be like, I think that they're going to call it in the ring into different scenarios. But I believe Ronda's going back to MMA. So for her to do that scenario based and make it look really real is very possible, mate. And this is making it very interesting for me.
Well, like I said, I'm super excited for it because I'm a huge fan of Shayna. And I don't think Ronda gets the credit she deserves. I think a lot of people just hate on Ronda for the sake of hating on Ronda Rousey, whereas what she's doing here is putting a friend over on the way out the door, and that's the right thing to do. At least that's how I take the situation. But my only concern is if they do this with rounds, judges, and points, that the crowd will turn on it, because that's not what they paid to see. This is a concern. The one thing that baffles me is they've already got a stipulation that would have been perfect for Ronda and Shayna, which would have been the fight pit. And I'm amazed
Really put it
they
though,
didn't
don't they,
use
when they're
it.
trying to sell the tickets nowadays? They won't do though, will they?
Good
Because
point.
don't forget, nowadays WWE will not give up any kind of real estate. I mean, mate, they don't even like putting stages in places nowadays, do they?
No, this is true. But no, not in the slightest. Unless it's Mania, they don't really build one.
No.
But I do have to say that I've been waiting for this for months because I've slowly seen Shayna Baszler turning to the dark side via her ring attire. If you don't know, she's a massive Warhammer 40k fan. There's a story in Warhammer 40k that started the whole lore called the Horus Heresy, which is the story of the Emperor's son betraying his father and then turning on him and taking down the Emperor. Well, there are certain loyalist armies and there are traitor armies. And over the last few months, Shayna has been wearing traitor legions. And the last two fights, including the one where she turned on Ronda, she was wearing the Legion of the Horus's Legion. So I've seen this coming for a while as a big nerd. Just random nerdy fact for you there. So I cannot wait for this because I think they're going to smash the snot out of each other. Because that's what best friends do in professional wrestling. You'll never hit anyone harder than you will your best mate. But I cannot wait for this. Like, I'm a huge fan of Shayna. If this resets Shayna to the killer she was when she left NXT, that I'm just going to be ecstatic. And I think the promo work Ronda did on Monday is the best promo work Ronda's ever done. Like, it was believable. It was just, so good. But anyway, I've taken up enough of time. Andy, have you got anything else to say about this match? And what is your prediction?
Shayna wins.
Shayna wins. Thought so. Yeah, I'm going for the exact same. Shayna wins. Right, moving on to our next match for the night, which is the Intercontinental Championship between our ring general, Gunther, and our boy, Drew McIntyre. Andy, this is going to be so physical. It's going to be insane. I am so excited for this. This is the match that I'm more excited for than anything else on the card. Like, I love Gunther. The man, I've said it before, he's the perfect wrestler. To see him in there with Drew, who is just a machine of a horse of a human being and will go just as hard and just as far as Gunther will. I cannot wait for this. Yourself?
Yeah, this is going to be the match of the night, I think. Don't get me wrong, I think Jay and Roman will provide more drama and emotion and everything else. But in terms of just full on barn brawling, this is the one. Do you know when JR used to say slobber knocker back in the day? This is the slobber knocker of all matches. And I think, we got it with Sheamus and Gunther, and I think we'll get exactly the same.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
If this, as David says here, so David says Gunther wins and holds the belt, which we know is going to happen anyway until he passes Honky Tonk match to steal the show. But the whole point in this is, if this is Gunther's last defense before he breaks Honky Tonk's record, what a defense!
Oh, that's the thing. They potentially set up a future feud with Chad Gable for Gunther that happens after Drew on Monday, which I'd love to see. But Drew is a special kind of athlete. And Drew is viewed differently over in our neck of the woods than he is in the States. Because a lot of us have had the view of seeing the man live on the indie circuit over here. I've met him a couple of times. He's a wonderful bloke. And he is an exuberantly large man. Like, you're tall, Andy. Yeah. Drew is taller than you, right?
Oh, yeah.
You are a tall human being, and that man is a giant. And the fact that he's one of the few people on the roster that does not look down or look up, should I say, at Gunther, but he's flat on eye to eye to him. He's just as intense. He's just... Drew McIntyre means a lot to us in this country.
Yeah, and he didn't start standing on his tiptoes and trying to climb on me back when I was getting a picture with him. El Vikingo. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So just in case any of you don't know, when I got my picture took with Vikingo at WrestleMania weekend, he didn't take too kindly standing next to me, so he was on his tiptoes and pulling himself up on my shoulder.
Because he is a huge man. You don't tell this when he sat down on camera, but this gentleman is massive. I'm 6 foot tall, and he towers over me. But anyway, on to the point. So, I think we're both going to have the same answer on this one, but who are you picking, Gunther or Drew?
Darling General.
Couldn't agree more. I think we're both under the estimation that he ain't losing that belt till Honky's reign is dead and buried.
Hell
no. But so that's moving on. Next match. The WWE Women's Championship Triple Threat. Asuka defending against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. Who have you got and why?
Bianca will win and join the Hurt Business.
See, I have her joining the Hurt Business, but I don't have her winning. See, I believe that the person who leaves the stadium with the title is Io Sky.
Ah, yeah.
Because it is a 1-year anniversary of Io's debut last year's SummerSlam. And it would be a really nice way to caveat that off by having a cash in and win the Money in the Bank. But I think it goes to Io Sky after Charlotte Flair's already won the match. They're giving her number 15 because they're going to take it off her straight away and put it on Io. And then I think Bianca's going to get really, really angry and join the Hurt Business.
Yeah. I feel like Asuka's time's done now. I can't see her retaining. I don't want to see her retain, to be honest. I think, again, Asuka's best work is with... Asuka is total opposite to what Charlotte Flair is. She does all of her best work without the title.
Yes, agreed. Like Asuka's run, you look at NXT, the best part of her run in NXT was when she was the unstoppable killer without the championship. When she got the championship, it became predictable and dull. Then when she moved onto the main roster, she got that magic back because she was just killing everybody again up until she made her first losses against Charlotte. So I do agree with you there. I love Asuka, but I do think her time with the belt has been a bit blasé and not really well booked and not very well done. So, I mean, I'm happy if Bianca wins this match. I like Bianca Belair, and it'd be good to see her get a 2-time championship. But I think she needs a chip on her shoulder. And I think the way they put that chip on her shoulder is by losing this match. Then Bobby Lashley can come over and be like, hey, come with me. I've got to talk to you. We've got an idea. And she can become the ridiculously dominant female on SmackDown by being a member of the Hurt Business. Flair wins. Bianca goes heel. Io fails on the cash-in. Ooh. See, now I think Io's going to succeed on the cash-in, though. I agree with you on the first two parts, but I think Io's leaving the stadium with the belt.
As you say, it's a good way to plug another championship for Charlotte, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. She gets a 15th belt, but no. Moving on. Okie dokie. After this, we have the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. I yet again have quite a simple idea for this. I believe that Finn Balor wins, and then I believe Damian Priest cashes in on Finn Balor, and Damian Priest leads to the championship, which was pretty much your theory from Money in the Bank. And I tend to agree with it. And yet again, we were talking about this the other day, Seth's got boring. Seth with that belt is boring.
See, I think it goes the other way now, pal. So what I think happens is, I think you're right in a way, but I think you've got it the wrong way. So I believe that Damian Priest helps Finn Balor win the title.
Ooh.
Right? And then I feel like for the next 4, 5, 6, however long it is, there's a bit of because all the Judgment Day will hold some form of championship or with that
accolade at least.
So I feel like that, accolade, And then I feel like the paranoia between Damien and Thingy, and every time Damien comes to help him, Finn will get paranoid and all the rest of it. And then in the end, I think the Judgment Day, he will try and kick him out the Judgment Day. Finn will try and order him to batter Priest. Priest will turn them back. Priest will stand there. The Judgment Day will turn on Balor, and then Priest cashes in and wins.
I like that. I like that.
That's how I think it goes, mate.
I do. I like that. Yeah. So we're both picking Finn, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Both picking Finn. Moving on. Sorry, people. We're trying to cut this down for time.
Noob and Co TV. Hello, Noob and Co TV.
Hello, mate. Next match, gentlemen, one I rather excited for. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, number 3. Where hopefully on Raw following, finally find out why this has been happening. And I'm just going to straight up say it, Cody's winning. Doesn't do anything for Brock to win in the slightest. Cody has to win this match.
I mean, he's had his adversity now, hasn't he? By getting beat by Brock and whatnot. He's got to win this now.
No, he's got to win the match.
He's got to get... Put the explanation.
Yeah. On Raw, just have Paul Heyman or Brock show a video of Paul Heyman with a big giant pile of money saying Brock keep him out of Roman's way. Problem solved. Yeah. Job done. Both picking Cody?
Yep. Cody's the winner.
Yep.
Well, just leads us into our main event anyway. So King Gaza says, hey guys, do you think Jay beats Roman clean if he wins? Yes, I do. No, I do not. I think he pins him clean, but I don't think he wins clean. I think well, you know what my thoughts are. Go on, Nicholas, let you go first.
I think Jay's got a snowball's chance in Hades. That's the God's honest truth. I love Jey Uso. I think he's been phenomenal, but it's a business, and Jey Uso is not the face of WWE, and he never will be the face of WWE. I think Jay got his moment at Money in the Bank when he and Jimmy finally came together and beat Roman, and I think that Jimmy is going to turn on Jay, and that is why we are going to have Roman Reigns retain at SummerSlam. Because Jimmy's going to turn on his own brother, and then they're going to do the god-awful mistake of splitting up the Usos and having them feud, which never works. Like, it didn't work with the Hardy Boys, it didn't work with the APA, it didn't work with Edge and Christian, it didn't work with the Dudleys. It never works when you split up a team and try and feud them against each other, because even though they have incredible chemistry, they, for some reason, never seem to be able to gel as opponents, with the exception of Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Yeah, that's me. I think Roman's going to smash him and stack him in 20 minutes with the assistance of Jimmy Uso. Or, God, I hope it's true. Rumor has it Jacob Fatu has been in talks with WWE. And I would be so happy to see Jacob come into WWE and join the Bloodline. He's an absolute killer. I think he'd match up with Solo Sikoa as a partner exceedingly well. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got to say on the main event.
Yeah. I think if he comes in now, I think we're going to get like him and Solo in some sort of Wild Samoans tag team, I think, by the time he comes in.
That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Just looking here, so I think we're going to get The Rock. If we're going to get The Rock, it has to be now. I feel like if Jay's ever got a chance of winning, it has to be now, because if The Rock comes out and costs Roman the belt, that can start their build for Mania. It keeps it relevant. You can, with The Rock not being there, he can chase Jay around for a long while to try and get the belt back off him. And in the meantime, somebody else could come and take it off Jay. In the meantime, do you know what I mean? Kind of Roman saying, "Well, if I can't have it, you can't have it." And then he's like, "I'm not bothered about the belt. It's all about the tribe, and I'm going after Dwayne." And you know, you thought you were going to get the tribal people, you're not, because that idiot's come and started trying to think he is. And then we have a proper tribal warfare at WrestleMania 40.
That would be the ideal situation, I think. Just for anyone who is a fan of The Rock. Just for anyone who is a fan of The Rock, having him show up on Saturday would be Absolutely incredible. As you say, it'd be the perfect way to start the storyline build for him versus Roman, because if it's going to happen, they need to do it now.
Good, yeah. And I think that's going to be it. I think it will happen at 40, because if it doesn't happen at 40, that is the last we will see of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the ring. He's too old. He's getting on. He's got far too many business commitments. It's not going to happen.
Agreed.
If it's either this year, it's hit or bust.
It's now or never. It's now or never.
On the stage for 40-year anniversary, everything's there. If it doesn't happen now, it's never going to happen.
No, agreed. Okay,
so we gonna vote on this one?
Yeah,
I do actually. King Gaza just says also not SummerSlam related. Do you think Roman will hold the belts till WrestleMania? No.
Yes. No, that's the simple one. Yes, I do. I think the original plan was him to go to Hulk Hogan's reign, but I think they're cutting that short now. But I do see Roman defending the title against my boy at next WrestleMania. So, yes, it's me.
Cody will finish his story against Gunther.
Ooh, well, I like that. And I'd really like to see that match. That'd be a hell of a match to see live.
The American Hero versus the Ring General.
That is a very good. That is a very old school story to tell as well. That's a very Killer Kowalski versus Dusty Rhodes story to tell.
And who's very old school?
Cody. It's very true. Okay. And as we were discussing the other week on the
podcast. And what is the link between Killer Kowalski and Dusty Rhodes? That's still there now. And there's a very important link here.
Hang on. My brain is not very awake today.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, please, before I break my own... The hamster dies.
So, just in case anybody doesn't know, who's Cody's father?
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. And who trains Triple H?
Killer Kowalski. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Ooh, I want that match as well.
So who will be massively aware of that feud?
Triple H. And not only that, but we were talking about this last week. I don't think Roman has to hold the belt for Cody to finish the story. It'd be nice.
No, the belt but
I don't think he has to. Yeah, exactly. The WWE Championship is the story. So, yeah, I'm down for that. Right, but anyway, on to predictions. Who you got? Jay or Roman?
I'm going to go with... Jey Uso.
Oh, you're brave, man. You're brave, man. I am not. I am sticking with Old Faithful, and I am taking Roman Reigns.
Because I could just imagine nobody thinks Jay's got a chance in hell, and if that was to happen, you could just...
Oh, yeah. It would be incredible. Don't get me wrong. I am going to be a very happy boy if Jey Uso wins the belt. It'll be a hell of a moment. It'll be fantastic for Jay, and it'll be a perfect end to this Bloodline storyline. But I still think it's going to happen. I don't see Jay as the face of the company. It's just me.
Oh, I don't thought it's a good transitional champion. Joe, at the end of the day, he doesn't have to just be... Roman's been the champion for that long. Jay doesn't have to be the champion for long. He can just pop in, lose it a couple of...
That's why I think Seth is going to lose the belt. Because Roman has been champion for so long, I think they're going to use that other title to appease the fans who want some shorter title reigns.
I mean, apart from this, with Jay, where does the Bloodline go after this?
I don't know. The Rock's the only place it can go. Like, seriously, there's Solo, I suppose, but I don't think Solo's ready. He's good, but I don't think he's ready for Roman yet. Like,
no.
That's a big step up the ladder.
And that's another thing as well, is when Roman's fighting his brother, is Solo the one that changes it and gets Jay to win? You don't know, do you?
That's a good point. That's a really good idea. But, ladies and gentlemen, that was the show. If you enjoy hearing what we do at Wrestling Legion, if you think the content we put out is worth watching, and if you stayed to the end of the video, I love you all. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel and join the Legion. It really helps us out. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm knows we exist. And If you really enjoyed it, leave a like. It's free, and it really, really helps us out a lot. I've been Nick the Geek. That's been the Redeemer Andy. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.